Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are all
وعليكم
welcome to.
السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
So we are all welcome to this webinar for today, which is organized by the Plateau State Sisters Committee of the International Open University. We are happy to have our host for today, who is Dr. Dauda. He has been here. He came in before time. So without wasting much of our time, I think we'll just start. I will start with an opening prayer. Can Sister Hussaina Abubakar please give us the opening prayer? Sister Hussaina Abubakar, is she there? Okay, maybe she stepped aside. I can give the opening prayer. وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك الرحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So the next thing on our agenda is we'll introduce our speaker. Our speaker for today is Dr. Dauda Abubakar. He's an associate professor in the Department of Religion and Philosophy from the University of Jos. He holds a PhD in religious studies with a specialization in anthropology of religion and Islam. His academic journey began with a strong foundation in religious studies, culminating in advanced research in anthropology with teaching roles in University of Jos. Dr. Abubakar's scholarly pursuits are marked by a deep-seated interest in exploring the dynamics of religious phenomena, particularly within the context of Islam. His research delves into the intricate intersections of religion, society, and culture, addressing critical issues that impact both local communities and global perspectives. He founded the Dawood Research Institute as his contribution in the field of research in Africa and became its first director. Throughout his career, Dr. Abubakar has contributed significantly to academia through publications in esteemed journals and presentation at international conferences. His rigorous academic inquiries and comprehensive understanding of religious anthropology have earned him a recognition as a distinguished fellow in his field. Beyond his academic achievements, Dr. Abubakar is committed to mentoring students and fostering a robust academic environment conducive to intellectual growth and critical thinking. His dedication to advancing religious studies and anthropology underscores his profound impact on both scholarship and societal discourse. So that's our presenter for today. But before we go ahead, I want our student committee officer, Sister Maha, to give us a brief about International Open University so that we know who is hosting us here. Thank you very much. Sister Maha, you can go ahead, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Sister Mariam. Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum to everyone joining us on this webinar. I am delighted to be here with you today among both students and the esteemed members of our student committee of Nigeria Plateau State. As members of the International Open University, we are all part of an institution that stands for accessible, affordable, and high-quality education, grounded in Islamic principles. Founded in 2007 by Dr. Bilal Phillips, the IOU's vision is simple but powerful: to provide knowledge that transcends borders, making higher education available to everyone and anyone, anywhere in the world. With students from over 200 countries, IOU offers a wide range of accredited undergraduate and postgraduate programs, emphasizing Islamic values alongside fields like Islamic studies, education, business, Arabic, IT, and psychology. Whether you are here as a student or serving in a leadership role within the student committee, you are integral to this mission. For students, you are the heart of the university. Your academic journey here is about more than just gaining knowledge. It's about growing as individuals who can contribute to society with wisdom, ethics, and compassion. For student committee members, your contributions extend beyond your own studies. You are the bridge between the student body and the administration, and your leadership ensures that we foster an inclusive, supportive, and thriving community. As we move forward in today's webinar, I encourage all of you to collaborate and work together to continue building an environment where every student feels empowered and supported. Thank you for your dedication and for being part of this journey. I look forward to a productive and engaging session today. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much, Sister Maha. So now we'll give the opportunity to our speaker for today, who is Dr. Abubakar, to give us the presentation. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Sister Mariam. And I would like to also appreciate the effort of Sister Jamila all through to this point. And thank you very much, Sister Maha, for the impressive introduction of IOU. And this is part of what I'm going to be analyzing in this paper. So the topic of my talk today is on Islamic studies in secular universities, a paradigm shift. And the content of the talk is divided into about 5, which I am going to analyze my argument. Now, let me give a brief introduction into what I will be discussing. Because, for instance, when we talk about secular universities, are universities that are established either during the colonial period or post-colonial, like the situation we have in Nigeria today, and in most, of course, in most African countries, that is what we have. So the reasons for establishment of these universities is either to provide workforce for the colonialists or to promote the colonial agenda and westernization. Yeah, of course, there are other reasons, but also when you talk about secular universities, these are universities that promote separation between religion and state, and they are being established in different areas, especially here in Africa. So, but today we begin to see universities that emerge to challenge that secular system of education and also to promote an understanding of Islam. And that is why I'm impressed with the introduction of Sister Maha about the IOU. Yes. So the argument in this paper is that despite the fact that the study of Islam is situated in universities that are regarded as secular in Africa, but the emergence of Muslim universities, such as IOU or IIU, etc., have presented an important shift, which we are witnessing today. These institutions presented both theological and modern scientific as well as all-inclusive approach to the study of Islam, which will no doubt benefit students in Africa. Now, let me make some clarifications or provided a kind of a rationale. when we look at the study of Islam and the reasons behind it, we see that it is meant to deepen an understanding of Islam, understanding of Quran, understanding of Hadith, jurisprudence, the history of Islam, and high personnel such as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to also explore Islamic theology and creed. Study of Islam, of course, strengthen Muslim faith and spirituality. That is what is expected, and self-improvement. To understand how to connect with Allah in a deeper way. The study of Islam also cultivates Muslim moral character, values, and ethics. It also improves Muslim family and community relationships, and also understanding and addressing Muslim social and economic concerns. Now, the understanding when we talk about the study of Islam is to connect knowledge and morality. That is the understanding. And throughout the history of the Muslims, we have seen this in practice in different Muslim societies, where knowledgeable people are expected to have also high morality in the society. However, when we also look at it from another perspective, where from the secular approach, we see that the study of Islam is non-confessional, where it can be done by anyone, both people that confess the faith, the Islamic faith, and those that did not. It focused not on theology, but on history, cultural context of Muslim societies. It also operates independent of religious organizations, because there are no organizations that own these institutions or studies within the context of the institutions. So the study of Islam, it's also concentrates on examining the Muslim practices, societies, and identities of the Muslims. When you take, for instance, the anthropological approach to the study of Islam. So the study of Islam also includes the study of Islamic arts, history, architecture, and calligraphy. All these are a bit of diverting from studying the core of what constitutes Islam, that is studying the Quran and Hadith and other theological aspects of Islam. The study also of Islam in secular universities also include Islamic influences on civilizations. The study also includes contributions of Muslims to global culture and also politics. Now, when we look at this, it is constituted in such a way that even non-Muslims can be able to conduct these studies, because it is research-based, and research-based can be conducted by any scientific mind who intends to delve into scientific research and also analyze his or her data. Now, this presented some stages of challenges when we talk about studying Islamic studies in secular universities. So these challenges, I have divided them into two: internal and external challenges. So when we look at the internal challenges, balancing between academic freedom with confessional understanding of Islam presented a challenge for both the lecturers and also students in secular universities. Managing diverse perspectives and also interpretations of Islam, there is also a lot of challenge there. Most of the examples I have are from Nigeria, because that is where my research area is. So the ensuring objective And neutral instruction to students also presented a challenge for especially lecturers in this area, and also addressing stereotypes and misconceptions about Islam that flooded the environment is also constitute a kind of a major challenge to both lecturers and students. For us here at the University of Jos, sometimes students have to hide their identity because studying Islam presented a serious challenge to them. Interpreting Islamic studies into a broader curricula also, it's a challenge for especially the lecturers in this area, and integrating Islamic studies with other disciplines, because there is a kind of a challenge on how to navigate between Islamic studies and also other disciplines. And then addressing the controversial topics of jihad, Sharia, Islamic State. These are also issues that often confront students and lecturers in Islamic studies. I have been often asked about what does jihad means and how can it be analyzed within the context of today's world. Students have often asked me, non-Muslim students, I mean, have often asked me whether the Muslims are in to Islamize Nigeria, because what they have in their mind is only to fight and kill. So these are issues that confront lecturers and students in secular universities, and also managing diverse students' background. It's also an issue that lecturers face in Islamic studies. External challenges. When we look at the external challenges that confront the study of Islam in secular universities, political and social pressure, because they are not given much attention. And in other places, we find a lot of Islamophobia that confront the lecturers and also students studying Islamic studies. There is also competition between Islamic studies and also other academic programs. I have often heard people challenging Islamic studies that it is not productive in secular universities. I was once in a meeting with a particular vice chancellor, and he mentioned this, that Islamic studies is not productive in this, our institution. So, and also another challenge, major challenge, is the employment of limited professionals that are capable of teaching Islamic studies in this kind of environment. In the last research I have conducted, where I look at I call it the struggle for the heart of Islamic studies in secular universities in Nigeria, you can see that there is a lot of confusion who should even teach Islamic studies in the secular universities in Nigeria. So institutional commitment to diversity and inclusion is also another challenge, securing support and funding to maintain the programs. It's a big challenge, because as other programs progresses, you find Islamic studies not being able to compete with other programs in the secular universities. Freedom to admit qualified students in these universities is also a challenge, because admission is a central point where the committee that admits do not care who goes to Islamic studies. So that also constitutes a major issue and challenge for people who study Islam in the secular university, and also providing students with diverse background into as they situate themselves in Islamic studies departments. It's also a challenge for both lecturers and students. Now, coming down to look at a new paradigm shift that have emerged in the world today, where we find some universities that have suddenly come up, and these universities are Muslim-based universities that have come up to study, or to, I call it, to challenge the secular universities. These universities are sometimes online, and sometimes they are physical universities that students have the ability, students in Africa and especially in Nigeria, have the ability to study in them. So these universities have the administrative control over their programs. Therefore, when you look at some of these universities, example is the IOU and also the IIU, which I have stated earlier on. And there are many of these universities, some of them in Muslim countries and some of them in even the Western countries. They have control over their programs and curricula, what they want the students to learn. Therefore, these universities organize their curricula in such a way that it will give students a multiple backgrounds. They study theology, they study also Muslim societies and cultures. So these universities create courses that will respond to the modern needs of the Muslims. So there are courses within the boundaries of these universities that when Muslim students or whoever is interested in understanding Islam studies them, will situate himself also within the modern setting and be able to analyze and be able to conduct research on Islam. These universities created a merger of scientific approach and theology, which you don't often experience that in the secular universities, because secular university is very restrictive. So these universities also create a kind of a balanced academic freedom and Islamic consign. They do not give a kind of a freedom to study anything. And also, so what they are consigned is Islam. Therefore, whatever they do, that consign is behind what they do. They also address a lot of stereotypes and also Islamophobia that is very that is relevant in this world today. So this is the kind of shift that we experience today, and this, I think, is making a dramatic impact in the landscape of studying Islam in the world today. With this, I will say thank you very much for listening, and also thank you for giving me the opportunity. If there are questions, we can discuss.
Thank you very much, Madam Dr. Dauda, for this impressive presentation. Madam Dauda presented the challenges we face, especially in the secular universities. He talked about internal challenges, like the issue of identity, even the issue of coming from diverse background. He also mentioned the issue of Islamophobia, and then even the criteria for employment of even lecturers in the university is limited. And then he mentioned that one of the VCs even mentioned that Islamic studies was not productive, meaning they won't even give so much emphasis to it, meaning funding might not really go there since they don't consider it as very productive. So there is no institutional support. He also mentioned some of the external challenges that can affect the secular system, and he mentioned the issue of curriculum and administrative challenges. Part of his talk was on the paradigm shift, and he emphasized the importance of open universities, like international open universities and other universities that are coming up, either from Muslims or even non-Muslims, that are beginning to give this balance, because with that, they try to give a sum of balance. There is no much Islamophobia. People are more free to interact and get what they want. So this is just a summary. So I don't know if we have questions and comments for him. We can either raise up our hands or use or mute and ask our questions. please, we can ask questions if we have, or give some comments.
All right. I have a question to ask for more clarity. Good afternoon. I am Malau Macham, an MA student, Interaction of Religion, University of Jos.
Okay, you're welcome. You can ask your question.
All right. I wish doctor can shed more light on this point that IVC says Islamic studies is not productive. In what aspect? Possibly to give us more light on that statement. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sirs.
Okay. I think, Malam, you can answer him before we get the next question.
Yeah, I thought we were going to take many questions, then I can respond. Yes, but I can answer this question. Yes,
Okay.
thank you very much, Macham, for this for your question. You know, I do not mean that Islamic studies is non-productive, because looking at the way Islamic studies is, I will say that it has a lot of opportunities today in the world. So students that study Islamic studies, the sky is their limit, and in other places, Islamic studies has a lot of funding, and also they generate a lot of funding for research in various places. I have interacted with scholars in Islamic studies in different parts of the world where they are doing fantastic work in this area. However, what I am referring to is the perception, the negative perception against Islamic studies. And also because of its limitation within the local setting. Therefore, people see it as non-productive, which is contrary to the understanding. Thank you very much once again, Macham, for your question.
Okay, Macham, I hope you are satisfied with the question.
Yeah, very well, ma'am. Very well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well done. So we welcome more questions and comments. Questions and comments for the presenter?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Welcome, Sister Shafa'atu.
Thank you, Sister Maria. I don't think it is a question or a comment to the presenter. Sir, I think more clarification, or I think I'm adding some point to your external or internal challenges regarding the Islamic studies students, mostly in these secular universities. They don't show sign of like updating themselves, like to say some students as Islamic studies students are not critically thinkers, are not up to task that you may think that this person has a degree in Islamic studies. So I think, sir, this may be another challenge to Islamic studies in these secular universities, or is the way the Islamic studies has been taught in the universities. There is not any program that is helping the student to be a critical thinkers, just as we are in IOU. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Sister Shafa'atu. Yes, you know, I would rather put it in a different way, because when you look at what is happening in Islamic studies, it's a course that people relegated it to the background. So, for instance, if there is a sharp child within the family, he will be asked to go and study sciences. But if he is not that sharp, The parents will say, even if it is Islamic studies, just go and get the certificate. So that has affected Islamic studies a lot. And also, I have found that I have found issues during a research I conducted where people are sent by the admission committee, they are sent to Islamic studies without any background in Islam, in the study of Islam. Or you find lecturers that have longer leg and being employed to teach Islamic studies, because the major challenge here are two. Lecturers with theological background, whose background is Arabic, tend to get the opportunity to teach Islamic studies. So in that case, their background is theology. So you find them very restrictive within the boundaries of such secular university. Or lecturers that do not have background in Arabic, and then the materials they need to use in the university, most of them are in Arabic. This presented major challenges to the study of Islam. So I would prefer to say, otherwise, I have encountered brilliant students that study Islam, and in fact, some of them, when I encounter them, I encourage them, and I know a number of them that are now studying outside Nigeria. So there are. It depends on the circumstance, actually. But otherwise, thank you very much for your question.
Thank you very much, Sister Shafat. I hope you are satisfied with the answer. So welcome more comments and questions for Dr. Dauda. Do we have more questions and comments for the presenter, please? Okay, so if we don't have any questions, I'll call on Sister Muslima to give us a vote of thanks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good afternoon, all. A round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made it to the event today and help us to make it a success. I would like to thank you all for being present here today, especially our guest speaker, Dr. Malam Dauda Abubakar, who gave us an insight into the major issues that we have in Islamic studies in secular universities. We are very grateful for this. Thank you, Sister Maha, Antla, and the entire team who helped us to put this together. In line with this, if there's no more questions to say, I think we have come to the end of the program for today. Thank you all for coming.
So thank you very much, Sister Muslima. We will now call on Sister Amina to give us a closing prayer.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sallu ala nabi al-kareem. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim wa barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidul Majid. اللهم إننا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذ منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنت مستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
So thank you very much all for joining. We have another presentation tomorrow, which will be by 4 p.m. We hope have more attendance. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Salam wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.